I'm the acting director of USAID. I've delegated that authority to someone, but I stay in touch with him. And so the functions of USAID, there are a lot of functions of USAID that are going to continue, that are going to be part of American foreign policy, but it has to be aligned with American foreign policy. And this is not my frustration. This frustration has existed now for almost a quarter century, and multiple administrations that have gone through this challenge. It's going to stop and it's going to end. There are things that it does that are good, and there are things that it does that we have strong questions about. It's about the way it operates as an entity. And they're supposed to take direction from the State Department, policy direction. They do not. Not only do they not take policy direction, they're completely uncooperative. Their attitude is, we don't have to answer to you because we are independent. We answer to no one. Well, that's not true, and that will no longer be the case. When we turned over the canal, we turned it over to Panama. We didn't turn it over to China. So you get there, and the Chinese control both entries to the port. Both entries to the port. We have a treaty obligation to protect the canal if it comes under attack, but our Navy is paying fees to go through there. We don't want to have a hostile or negative relationship with Panama. I don't believe we do. But we had a frank and respectful conversation, and I hope it'll yield fruits and results in the days to come. We do a lot of other things with Panama that go beyond just the canal. I mean, they've been a great partner on the slowing down the rate of migration on the Darien and the coming across the Darien Gap and the like. So I think it was a good visit.
The billionaire appointed by Donald Trump to shrink the U.S. government said on Monday he aimed to shutter the globe's premier foreign aid agency. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX and the owner of the X social media platform, gave an update where he said the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, was, quote, beyond repair. USAID is the world's largest single donor. In fiscal year 2023, the U.S. dispersed $72 billion of assistance worldwide on everything from women's health in conflict zones to access to clean water and HIV/AIDS treatments. It was the source of 42% of all humanitarian aid tracked by the United Nations in 2024, and has a staff of more than 10,000 people. Trump has ordered a global freeze on most U.S. foreign aid as part of his America First policy. Field hospitals and Thai refugee camps, landmine clearance in war zones, and drugs to treat millions suffering from diseases are among the programs at risk of elimination. USAID also sends rescue workers to assist when disaster strikes around the globe. Trump has assigned Musk to lead a federal cost-cutting panel. Speaking broadly about cost reductions, Musk estimated the Trump administration can cut $1 trillion from the U.S. deficit next year. And he asserted that, quote, professional foreign fraud rings are stealing vast sums by masquerading as or creating fake digital U.S. citizens. Musk did not offer any evidence to support his fraud claim or explain how he reached the amount of $1 trillion. Targeting USAID follows on concerns about Musk's access to the U.S. Treasury system, first reported by the New York Times, that sends out more than $6 trillion per year in payments on behalf of federal agencies. That system contains the personal information of millions of Americans who receive Social Security payments, tax refunds, and other money from the government. Democrat Peter Welch, a member of the Senate Finance Committee, called for explanations as to why Musk had been handed access to the payment system and what Welch said included taxpayer-sensitive data. Quote, it's a gross abuse of power by an unelected bureaucrat, and it shows money can buy power in the Trump White House, Welch said in an emailed statement. Trump stated on Sunday night that Musk has his support.